Hey everybody, and welcome to this video Astro Alert about the structure of Mercury retrograde cycles. There are actually 3 distinct segments to every Mercury retrograde cycle, and the more you understand about this cycle, the better advantage you can take of them. Now, the cycle that you're all very familiar with is the idea of Mercury retrograde, the time when, for 3 weeks, 21 days, every 88 days, it's like clockwork, for 21 days, Mercury is appearing to move backward in the sky, and that's what we all know as, Mercury's retrograde. And the reason why this is often very discombobulating is because Mercury is the archetype of the mind, and we are creatures of mind. We navigate our world using our mind. It is a crucial part of our consciousness. We can't get by without it. Of course, you know from my perspective that we're much better off when we have a very light and deft use of our minds and that we lead from the heart, which is a much different sensation. And I bring this into the mix, into this video, because it's one of the things that a Mercury retrograde is best designed to do, which is to recalibrate how you are engaging with your mind by letting go of habits and thought patterns that don't serve you. So this section of the Mercury retrograde cycle that is most powerful and fertile is this 21 days when he's actually appearing to move backwards. But there are 2 sandwich pieces, or like the retrograde is the yummy, meaty part, but there's a piece of bread before and after the Mercury retrograde cycle, and it's about 2 weeks on either side, and these are called the shadow periods. So this is what I want you to start becoming familiar with. When you see out in the world on Facebook or the internet somewhere, Mercury's going to go retrograde from this date to that date, begin to think about the 2 weeks prior and the 2 weeks post that retrograde period, because that's an important part too, or as well. The Retrograde Shadow is the beginning 2 weeks before the actual turnaround date, and this is when Mercury is traversing the territory that he's going to go back over 2 more times, 3 in total. So this is when issues come up that are going to be addressed again, and maybe even again. So it's during this retrograde shadow in the beginning that you really want to pay attention. You want to keep your mind's eye open and say, okay, what's coming up? What issues around communication, interactions, thought patterns, maybe writing projects or things that require mentality and communication to move forward? During that 2-week initial period, those things are going to come up again. Some of them are going to be issues and wounds that come up to be healed. Some of them are just going to be the natural process of unfolding of projects and ideas that are going to take a little bit of revisiting in order for them to move forward. But you want to be very aware during those first 2 weeks so that you can take greater advantage of when Mercury does turn around, goes inward, and is doing the recalibration and the reworking. The 2 weeks afterward is called the direct shadow. Now Mercury is direct, so he's moving forward. That's a little more comfortable for us, but he's retracing steps that he has covered now twice, including the powerful experience of when he was turned within. And that's when things get sort of knitted back together, or finished and completed, or revisited for a 3rd time in order to be sort of practiced and, made clearer. Okay, so just to reiterate once again, every time you see those dates of Mercury going retrograde, add a 2-week period beforehand to keep your mind's eye really wide open, and a 2-week period afterwards in order to readdress and recommit to the thought changes and the recalibrations that you experienced during the retrograde. Have at it.